In this video, we're going to dive deep into the story of Jason Kelce and how a college walk-on became an NFL legend. Jason Kelce was born on November 5th, 1987. Jason grew up in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Growing up for Jason wasn't the best, but he and his little brother Travis made it work. Growing up, Jason played many different sports, including baseball, wrestling, and hockey. But everything changed once Jason got to high school. Jason had decided he wanted to try football out after trying many different sports. And it didn't take long for Jason to get the hang of football and be good at it. Jason would start on both sides of the ball playing running back and linebacker. During Jason's high school career, he was a two-time All-League selection for head coach Mike Jones, and he was also a league defensive MVP and made 105 tackles at linebacker as a senior. Jason also recorded 33 tackles for loss and returned a fumble for a touchdown and averaged 9 yards per carry as a running back. After having a senior year like this, Jason just knew he was going to have a lot of scholarships, but that wasn't the case. Jason had no scholarships coming out of high school and he didn't know what to do. After weeks went by, Jason made up his mind that he was going to walk on at Cincinnati and be close to home. In 2006, Jason made up his mind that he was going to work his butt off and not let anything get in the way of earning a spot on that team. That's exactly what he did. During Jason's redshirt year, he would earn Scout Team Defensive Player of the Year award and Scout Team Player of the Week award for the Akron and Rutgers games. But that wasn't good enough. Jason had realized that if he wanted to get on the field, he would have a chance to play on the offensive line, so that means changing positions. So in the offseason, Jason worked his butt off, and during the 2007 summer camp, Jason would be competing for a spot on the offensive line. Jason would go on to play 9 games during that season at both center and guard, and was a key player for the record-setting offense that posted 472 points, 36 points a game, and 434 yards per game in 2007. Jason also participated on special teams where he notched 3 tackles in the last 2 games of the season, including 2 stops in the Papa John's Bowl against Southern Miss. Jason had finally had something to build on. Jason knew exactly what he needed to work on and had a whole year to focus on one position and learn. Going into Jason's redshirt senior year was going to be a big step in his football career. His dreams and goals were so close, and he has needed one more year before the NFL draft. During Jason's senior year, he would play outstanding football. Jason started all 13 games at left guard, and his offense set school records by rushing for over 200 yards in 3 different games. Jason would go on to be an All-American and would be on the All-Big East second team. Jason's senior year was over, and he was preparing for the NFL draft. And during the draft process, NFL scouts had a lot of doubts about Jason Kelce and his size. Jason was 6'3", 270, so it would be hard to put him anywhere on the offensive line in the NFL at that size. But Jason's athletic ability would make the difference. Jason was a former running back and linebacker, so Jason had natural quickness and agility, and that's what separated him. Jason would get drafted in the 6th round to the Philadelphia Eagles, and this would be the perfect situation for Jason. During the 2011 season was the infamous lockout season for the NFL, so there was no off-season workouts, so the incoming rookies would be even more behind. But not Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce would win the starting job in summer camp as a rookie, and Jason became the first rookie in Eagles history to start all 16 games at center. After that season, Jason became more and more confident as time went on. Jason would become a perennial Pro Bowler and All-Pro player. In the 2017-18 season, Jason Kelce and the Philadelphia Eagles had the best record in the NFL and dominating everybody. And this looked like a team that could win it all. And just when things looked good, on December 10th, 2017, the Eagles' starting quarterback and MVP favorite at the time, Carson Wentz, tore his ACL. After tearing his ACL, the Philadelphia Eagles became the first team in NFL history to be home underdogs in a playoff game. The Eagles' coaches and players used this as motivation and wore dog masks to the game. The Eagles and Falcons were in a defensive battle, and this game would come down to a huge 4th down stop on the 3-yard line with less than a minute left in the game. The Eagles would go on to win 15-10 and would face the number 2 seed Minnesota Vikings, who would just beat the New Orleans Saints in a miracle. The Eagles would be home underdogs again in the NFC Championship, and the Philadelphia Eagles didn't waste any time once the game started. Jason Kelce and the Eagles offense dominated the whole game, beating the Minnesota Vikings 38-7. The Eagles would go on to the Super Bowl and face the New England Patriots. And this would be Jason Kelce's first Super Bowl, and he was going to take full advantage of it. Jason was talking in team meetings, telling his teammates about not letting the moment get too big and making sure guys knew their assignment. Jason was the ultimate leader, and once the Eagles defeated the New England Patriots, Jason Kelce gave one of the most memorable speeches in sports history.
Big B was told he didn't have it. Stephen Wisniewski ain't good enough. Jason Kelce's too small. Lane Johnson can't lay off the juice. Brandon Brooks has anxiety. Carson Wentz didn't go to a Division I school. Nick Foles don't got it. Corey Clement's too slow. LeGarrette Blount ain't got it anymore. Jay and John can't stay healthy. Torrey Smith can't catch. Nelson Aguilar can't catch. Zach Ertz can't block. Brett Selleck's too old. Brandon Graham was drafted too high. Vinny Curry ain't got it. Bo Allen can't fit the scheme. Michael Thomas can't fit the scheme. Nigel Bradham can't catch. Jalen Mills can't cover. Patrick Robinson can't cover. It's the whole team. It's the whole team.
After coming off a Super Bowl victory, Jason Kelce had been really thinking about retiring, but Jason would still play. In the beginning of the 2022 season, Jason and his brother Travis started a podcast called New Heights, and they would release the episodes every Wednesday and talk about each other's game, and this would be a dream scenario for Jason and Travis. Jason and Travis's teams both finished the 2022 season with an identical 14-3 record, and both teams were dominating everybody. When the playoffs came, Jason and the Eagles beat the New York Giants 38-7 and would go on to beat the San Francisco 49ers 31-7 and punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs would beat the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20 and also go to the Super Bowl. This is the first time in history two brothers would meet in the Super Bowl, and this would make the Kelce family very proud, but also torn because Jason or Travis would have to lose. But once the game started, Travis would score the first touchdown for the Chiefs, and this would be an offensive shootout. Both teams went back and forth. The game came down to a controversial defensive holding call, and that penalty let the Chiefs run out the clock and kick a field goal with seconds remaining. After the season, Jason had really contemplated retirement. Jason was really concerned about CTE and spending time with his family. Jason had took months off, but then decided he was going to come back for another year. Kicking off the 2023 season and coming off a Super Bowl trip, the Eagles had a lot to be excited about. The Eagles opened up the season starting 10-1 and having the best record in the NFL, and Jason Kelce playing amazing football. After the Eagles defeated the Buffalo Bills in OT, that would be the downfall for the Eagles as a team, going 1-6 in their last 7 games and losing 32-9 in the playoffs. After the season, Jason Kelce would take a couple months off before announcing his retirement. In Jason Kelce's 13-year career, he was a 7-time Pro Bowler, 6-time first-team All-Pro, and a Super Bowl champion. Jason Kelce's story is incredible. From a college walk-on and an undersized center to becoming an NFL legend and a future Hall of Famer, his story is truly inspirational. Thanks for watching.